So we should be live, at least on Amazon, or YouTube I should say. And we're going to pop on Amazon Live right now because we got more stuff to unbox. And we're going to be unboxing some things that you can get on Amazon. Although the things that we're unboxing today might not all be there just yet, including this device. But the other stuff that we usually do is often here, and it will be there soon. So what we're going to unbox today, and Martin Paolini is here. Hello. What we're unboxing today is a couple of things that just came in. I got this stick PC from Azul. This is their new one called the Access 4. It is fanless, and we're going to take it out of the box. And we might just see what its USB-C port can do, and then Jake's going to pick it up and do all his testing. So we got this. We have two laptops from Lenovo. The same laptop, one is Intel, one is AMD. We're not going to test anything today, we're just unboxing. But Jake is going to take those back and run some tests on them, and I got to figure out how to show the differences between Intel and AMD, which I know the AMD advantages. I got to find some Intel advantages, so I'll ask you all for that. And then I've got the Ubiquiti Unifi Pro, because remember we're doing our big shift here from my current internet to the Gigabit Pro, and I've got to bring all my equipment up to par. So we've got a Unifi Pro that we're going to unbox. I can't set it up because if I set it up I lose the stream, right? So I'm going to set it up, get it installed, give you my first impressions in an upcoming video. I'm also going to connect it with the 10 gig connector that it has to my 10 gig switch. And we're going to get all that stuff working, and I'll show you how it works. And then hopefully at some point, we'll have all the new stuff there. So yeah, that's what's going on. So Dennis Black is here, and Carbixilated is here as well. This is, I think it has, let's take a look on, I'll unbox it. We'll know for sure in a minute. It looks like it's all USB-C. Isn't that interesting? It says it can connect up to 2 displays, so we'll have to figure that out. I'm guessing you need some kind of docking station if there's no HDMI. We'll find out when we take it out of the box. So maybe we should do that first, right? Now, if you're watching on Amazon, the one I am linking to on Amazon is the old version. So this is the new one that's not out yet. They just sent this in on loan, so we'll be doing a full review soon. And we'll go from there. I want to say hello to some more friends, though. We have a few more folks who just popped in. Let's see. Ed H is here. Ben is here. Matt Green is here. Chris C is here. And then I just got a notification that somebody just became a new member of the channel, but it didn't show up on my YouTube panel here. Maybe they signed up before. So DC147 is here as well. And Chris C. and Matt Green. I think I got Matt Green already. Alex Paramo is here. Yeah, we do a roll call. Everybody can just check in, right? Gigi is here. All right, let me do the unboxing. So what I'm going to be doing, just so you all know, is I'm going to record some unboxings for the extras channel so we can get a little bit more, more use out of my time here, right? We're going to do a stream, we're going to do a recording, and so that's how we're going to do it. Justin Lee is here. Sheetsa is here. All right, let me go start the stream here. I'm a little sniffly today. I'm not sick. I have the allergies are blowing around out there today. Because I actually went outside today to pick up stuff at the mailbox, so that's why I'm sniffly. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV. We've got another unboxing. Another stick PC came in, this one from Azul. And this is a Gemini Lake-based mini PC stick that is fanless. It's got the new 4125 processor inside, and we're going to take it out of the box now. It's nice and wrapped up nicely here. And then we'll be having a full review soon on my main channel at Lon.TV. This is not yet available at the time I'm shooting this video, but by the time you see this video, it likely will be around. And this is a PC on a stick with no fan. And this they sent to us on loan. So when we're done with this, it goes back to them. And they're not paying for this unboxing or reviewing this before it gets posted. And I'm shooting this as part of a live stream right now as well. So you can definitely check out my live streams on the main channel if you want to see me do more of these things here. And it looks like the box is pretty well sealed here. I think I have to just pop it open this way. So they don't make it easy to get into this box. Give me a second here. Let me see if I can figure it out. All right, hang on. I'm just going to log that recording real quick. This box is hard to get into. I'm afraid of breaking it. Oh, I see. It's got to pull out that way. Okay, so let's go and just set a marker here. Log my clip. So we'll say 1 Azul part 1. And we'll cut back to my overhead view here. Yeah, I'm getting a little sniffly. I think it's just the allergies today. What's funny is tomorrow we're going to have a tropical storm, like tropical storm, like from the Florida kind of storm is coming up here. So it's going to be a crazy day tomorrow. We'll see what happens. The good news is, though, I just installed that new Wise outdoor cam. So this will be a good test of its waterproofing. It's going to get hit by like wind and rain. If it survives tomorrow, it'll be good. I was going to shoot it today, but I was like, you know what? Let me wait for the tropical storm. That might be a better way to make sure it's truly weatherproof. All right, so let me hit the record button here. Let's make sure. I just want to see where I left off on the last clip, so I can make sure I have a good continuity. Even the extras channel, I want to make sure I got good continuity. 3, 2, 1. Oops, on my stuff here. Lon.TV, we've got another unboxing, another stick piece. I didn't mean to do that. Let's see. Okay, so it ended up on me, so now we're going to start off on the stick here. All right. Yeah, these are great. So that's exactly, I think, the market for these. Because people ask, why would you buy this if you can get a laptop for less money? And the reason is digital signage, right? You put it in the back of a monitor, and you're good to go. It's it's a Windows 10 PC, and you can do whatever you want with it. And there's some real good reasons for these things. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, so we finally figured out how to get into the box here without breaking anything. You've got your little product card here. There's a short booklet here to get started with everything. They've got some system specs here, and what this has on board is 64 gigs of storage, at least the one that I have here. It appears as though there's another version with 128 gigs. My only gripe is that it's only got 4 gigs of RAM. I would like to start seeing these things come with 8. The output on this, they say, is 4K at 60 frames per second, and you can have 2 displays running on it concurrently. And yeah, again, the Gemini Lake 4125, I believe, is the one that we have on this one. This comes with Windows 10, but it should be Linux compatible as well, and we'll explore that in the main review. So here is the unit itself. And like many of these stick PCs, they're quickly becoming not so stick-like in their weight and size, but they are pretty small, as you can see here. Now this is fanless, so it's going to have a lot of heat sinks built into it, which is what you see here. It's kind of got like a bit of a ribbing here for that. So it's pretty bulky. So you may want to probably get an extension cable for this, and we'll check and see if there is one in the box. Now let's take a look at the ports on this one. We've got a display port out right there, and that's also a USB-C port. So it looks like that's a full service port. We'll test that in a second. Headphone microphone jack here. You've got Ethernet, and I'm pretty sure this is gigabit Ethernet on this. I'll double check the quick start guide just to be sure, but I am almost certain. Yep, it's gigabit Ethernet, which is great on here. You got a Kensington lock. On the other side here, you've got a micro SD card slot, USB 3, and this is where the power goes. It uses a barrel connector versus your regular USB connector, so it might be a little bit more sturdy for that. We'll check, though, and see if you can get power through that USB-C port, because that might be more convenient. You could plug it into a dock and get a single thing going there, and your power switch is there, and then your HDMI input is here for the monitor, but again, you get a second output through the USB-C over here to give you your 2 4K displays. There are, by the way, some Gemini Lake machines that can do 3 displays 4K at 60, but you might need something more powerful for that. Excuse me. Sorry, everybody. Hang on a second. A little frog in my throat. I am not sick. This is just the allergies kicking in. All right, so let me just record this on. I always forget that these stick PCs have the HDMI port baked in. I always forget about that. So I'm like, where's the second port? How do you get 2 monitors on it? Oh, yeah. All right, hang on. Let me get to my unboxing here just to log that clip. All right, we're good. Okay. So now we'll pick it up from what's left in the box here, and we'll go from there. And Matt Green says, the only thing stopping me now from deploying digital signage is a free management system. There are some free ones. You know, I have to explore this topic a bit because I think I have some viewers that are into digital signage. There are some open source digital signage applications out there. I'm not sure if it does if it does the management very well. We should look into that. All right, let me pick it up from here. 3, 2, 1. All right, let's take a look and see what else is in the box. We've got a little box of goodies here. So this is the power adapter, and it's running at 5 volts, 3 amps. So you're not getting the advantages that a USB-C port would bring you. Of course, again, this is a barrel connector that plugs into a separate spot. I'm going to start that again. I think I want to be a little bit more explanatory there. So there's not a lot of power going into this. And what I would love to see, because we're seeing this now with the Raspberry Pi, is that you've got your USB-C connector here that can take a lot more than just your regular USB power, right? So this is 5 volts, 3 amps going into this. This is what these mini PCs typically take, but it limits your peripheral choices because if you plug in something that's going to draw power out of that USB port, that's going to create an issue. So you do have to use a powered hub with a lot of things that you plug into it with. And I guess the processor doesn't need more than that, but it'd be nice to have a little bit more power budget to play with, I think, on these things. All right, let me go back to the other shot here. Yeah, my allergies have just like kicked in. I don't feel sick or anything. I'm like all like congested. You know what it is? It's a beautiful day today. It's calm. There's a light breeze blowing, and all this fall stuff that starts coming up around now is like whatever it is. That's when I get my sniffles. Is right around this time of the year. So that's what's hitting me now, and so that's why I'm all sniffly and coughy. But I'm not ill. I feel just fine. So I'll tell you what, though, I got super sick after CES last year. Man, that was a rough week. Okay, so let me pick it up from here. Oops, I was recording the whole time. 3, 2, 1. All right, we've got 3, 2, 1. So let's take a look in the little box of goodies here and see what else we got with it. This is the power adapter. This is 5 volts at 3 amps, so the basic power supply that you typically get with these mini PCs, not a lot. And therefore, I would recommend if you're plugging external hard drives into this, for example, use a USB-powered hub off of this port, just so you don't overload the power requirements here. It would be nice to see a little bit more power budget on these, especially if it could make use of the USB-C port. So we'll have to test that in a second. And then you get a nice long USB extender cable here, which is really nice to see. Because what you can do here, of course, is rather than have this thing hanging off the end of your television or monitor, you can plug in the extension cable here, rest this thing somewhere on a table or whatever, and plug it in with the cable extender here. So that's nice to have that on board there. Now, I think what I'm going to do before I wrap up this unboxing is just hook it up to an external monitor just to see if we can get that USB-C port working. I'm just curious if it'll do power and display at the same time, so let's check that out. I think that made sense, everybody, right? There's some good discussions going on here about the digital signage stuff, because I would like to explore that. I haven't had to do it, but I would like to learn more about it, because I get people asking about it occasionally. And we also do quite a bit here with live streaming stuff, right? We talk about cameras and NDI boxes and everything. And one of the things that that content attracts are houses of worship that use a lot of that kind of stuff. All right, let me undo this real quick here. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up this little hub that I got, and I'll show you what I'm using here. And what I'll do is I'll add this real quick to the Amazon stream so you can see exactly what I'm looking at here. This is a really handy device. You know, it's funny, every once in a while I get something in that becomes like one of my go-to things, and this one has become one of my go-to things. This is a little USB-C hub from StarTech, but what it does is it gives me everything that I might need. Let me get the part number on this. It's called the DKT, and if you're watching on Amazon, I will put this into the product carousel if they still sell it. DKT 30 CHPD. And what this does, and I'll show you in a second, I'm just going to add it to the mix. It's not that expensive, actually, 60 bucks. I mean, that's a good deal. Here, let me go back to the live stream now. So if you're watching on Amazon, you will see this thing pop up on your product carousel. And why I like this is that I get gigabit Ethernet, I get HDMI out, and this is like DisplayPort out HDMI, so it's not, you know, it's coming through the USB-C here. I get 2 USB 3 ports. I plug this into my MacBook all the time and my Surface Go because I have none of these ports on the Surface Go or the MacBook. And then you can plug your power in here. Now this only does 60 watts, but for the computers I hook it up to, that's fine. And I mean, you get all that in one package. It's really convenient to have something like that. So this is like one of my go-tos. So what I'm curious about here is whether we can get power. And actually, we'll know real quick if the power is going to work. Then we'll shoot it real fast. So I'm going to grab my power supply here from the MacBook, and let's just attach it up and see if it turns on. Oh, it is. Yeah. Well, it did lit up for a second. Let's see. Let me turn it back on here. All right. Before I do that, let's wire this thing into my video system. Now, just so you know, you might get disconnected if this goes awry. So just bear with me for a second here. I have this NDI box, a NewTek box actually, and it sometimes will like disconnect my thing here, so my vMix setup. All right, so we're plugged in, and it's got a red light on here, so it looks like it's probably working. So let me see where I left off on my, okay. Because if this thing can do everything through that port, that's going to be super convenient. Because you can plug in a dock or whatever, right? And then it'll work. All right, so let's hit the old power button here. And I think it's going to come up. It just turned blue. And let me add an input here. I'm just going to add my NDI box. And we have some folks on the Amazon chat saying hello. Sarah Mandy is here, and Kwang Pham is here as well. So thank you both for stopping in on the Amazon chat. And I'm just going to add my Spark device here. And right now, it is not getting anything, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's not working. It could be that we have to wait for Windows to boot up, but it is getting power. So this is a mystery. So what we should do is, I'm trying to figure out how to best hook this up here. So I got the cable, but it's not that long. But I guess I could plug it right into the box down there, because it's right down here. But then I have to show it. So how am I going to do this? So let's figure this out real quick. It is loading up. I have a feeling it wants output through this one first before it does anything. But the fact that it's getting power through this is really encouraging, so that's good to see. So let's figure this out real quick. I'm going to grab this cable, and I think what I'll do is just bring this box up to the table, and we'll plug in the extender cable here to see if we can get that to work. And I'm running out of cable, so give me a second here, folks. I'm just going to unplug this real quick. Actually, you know what? This one is, well, that one has a short. See how short that plug is? That's not going to work. Let's see. Let me I'm going to disconnect the Ethernet real quick and just fish it back through a different way. Oh my goodness, everything is falling apart here. Hang on a second, folks. All right. I grab my tangled up Ethernet cord here, which is tangled up around my camera. You know, it's funny. I got started cleaning this place up, and then a whole bunch of other stuff came in. And I'm right back to where I started from. So my kids, I got to get my kids down here. I have a 7-year-old who's very good at cleaning things up, so I may just, and she likes to clean things, so I may just put her to work down here, fixing up my space. All right, so here's my video ingest device, and I'm going to plug this in here, and I think, yep, still plugged in. Okay, so now, because I have this super short cable, the extender cable, so what we're going to do is we are going to connect that extension cable, wherever I just put it, to, here it is, to the box, just to see if we're getting anything out of it. The good news is that it is powered right now, and I think this thing is when it's blue, it's powered up. All right, so folks are asking what the price is. Eric is asking what the price is of the of this, and I don't know what the price is on this yet, because the one that's available now is about 200 and something. I would expect it probably around that price point, and I think this is like their premium version. So all right, so I've got it dialed in here, and it's plugged into my box, but we're still not getting any video here. So let me hit the power button again and see if maybe that will change our fate. It's not getting very warm, which leads me to think that it's not booting, but it is getting power because that light's turning on there. So let me hit the button here again and see what happens. Let's see. Yeah, I looked at these before, and I remember there being like a weird procedure in booting them up. And Ed Horn is joining us on Amazon. Welcome. Okay, so you see that little red blip there? Okay, so now it's red. But I don't think red means it's on unless it's the reverse of what I think it is. Let's see. And if not, what we'll do is we'll plug power into it and see if we get something else with it. All right, so let's hit the power button again here. All right, so that's, oh, there it goes. Okay, good. So here you go. Yeah, so the answer is that that USB-C port is full service. It does it all. And let's see if Windows initializes here. And I think what you're seeing here is that it's the resolution is switching. And this is usually when my vMix crashes from this box, causing issues. So let's see what happens here when it comes back out. I mean, I think this is more my video capture hardware at the moment than it is the device itself, but I got the question answered, so that's the most important thing here. So let me just check out where we left this. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of cut to this real quick, and that will be a good demo here. All right. So let's try this again here. Okay. Yeah, so on the House of Worship stuff, I am thinking that Zoom might be the best way to stream stuff. I've been playing around with a lot of these different things, and Zoom feels like it's the easiest. And when you pair Zoom up with one of those Blackmagic switchers, it's so easy. It really makes the most. You know why? Because it's easy for people to understand. They know how to do Zoom now, so they can take that video signal and just hook it up to Zoom through the webcam interface, through a Blackmagic switcher, and you're done. I think that's, because one of the things, you don't want to be the one that has to be there every time, right? So I think that's the key, is simplicity. All right, so we're going to pick it up from here, and we still have some experimenting to do, so we'll keep it short. But all right, 3, 2, 1. All right, so we did a little experiment here, which was hooking up this USB-C hub that also provides power. I took that, blah, 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 blah. One more time. 3, 2, 1. All right, so we did a little experiment here with the USB-C port, and I've got this dock that I bought a while. I didn't buy that one. It was an Amazon Vine thing. Let me start one more time. 3, 2, 1. All right, so we did a little experiment here. We've got this dock that came in free of charge a while back from the Amazon Vine program. And this dock is a USB-C dock that takes power in and then gives you a bunch of ports in addition to power going back out to the device. And we've got it connected up here with the USB-C cable. It is getting power through the dock here with my Apple charger, no less. And we were able to get it to boot up without anything else really attached. I did hook up the HDMI cable here just to see if we would get video on the first boot, and we did. So it looks like this one has some flexibility given that this appears to be a full-service USB-C port. Now we've got a lot more to explore with this coming up soon. We're going to put it through its paces, so stay tuned for that. We'll have a full review on my main channel at Lon.TV very shortly, so stay tuned. All right. That was a pretty involved unboxing, wasn't it? So let me just log the clip here. And we will Azul conclusion. Okay. All right, we're good there. Okay, so the Azul is done, and we'll come back to it in a little bit. So we're going to have Jake come by and pick this up to do his testing. And these things get a lot of viewership on the channel. People really like mini PCs, especially PCs on sticks. And I'm guessing that it won't draw any more power through the USB-C. It's probably going to draw the same that it needs through this adapter, but at least you have the flexibility, which I think is pretty handy. So we're just going to rebox it real quick, get everything back in the box for Jake, and then we'll get going. Golden Ogre wants to know, oh, this is, he's missed the last couple of streams, but welcome. Yeah, I don't broadcast when I'm doing these typically because I don't actually know. I just kind of pop on randomly, which is awful for planning purposes, but whenever I get up, well, I love to do the unboxings this way because I'm shooting this stuff anyhow, and I know a lot of you have an interest in it. And if you don't have an interest in it and you just want to see the video, then you can tune in for the extras channel stuff that we have after the fact. We're going to box this back up here. Yeah, so we're going to get some crazy weather. So this could impact the channel, actually, if we end up with a bad storm. Although I have a generator now, so I can produce content, and then I'll have to drive to Dunkin' Donuts to the parking lot to upload. We have this awesome cell tower by the Dunkin' Donuts over there, so that one works pretty well. All right, so that one's done. So I've got two more laptops to unbox. So let me do those, because that way Jake will be ready to pick these up. So let me go get them real quick. And this is going to be a fun video for you all to watch later, because I've got two identical laptops from Lenovo, two ThinkPads. These are the, here, I'll zoom out a little bit here. I've got two. I've got the 14, these are the T14S Gen 1. So I think this is a new ThinkPad line for them. And one, sorry for the noise here, just getting into the box. So one, these are the same laptop, but one is powered by Intel, and the other is powered by AMD. So we've got two. But they're not the same. One is Intel and one is AMD. And so you all know how it's going to go, I think, on the graphics side here. But we will see in the full review when we do it exactly what the differences are. And this is going to be a tough one because I'm not sure, you know, Intel's at a point where on the graphics side, AMD has really upped their game. There might be some advantages in battery life. So we may try to do, you know, a little battery rundown or something just to see what that looks like. And we'll go from there. Zena Kurtz, I think you're referring to the mini PC, the stick PC. Yeah, the one we just unboxed was the brand new one. So the ones that are on Amazon it's the older one. So I probably, you know, in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have linked it that way. So I would wait for the new one if you want the USB-C. And this new one will be a little faster. Now these two, by the way, these are from Lenovo here. So my address is not on the box there. These two Let's see what we got here on the chat. So Jeff Jones wants to know if Comcast goes out when the power does. So it depends. My prediction is that the Comcast will likely go down because we've got trees that are just falling down all over the place around here. So even without the wind. So I think it's a good chance we'll have trees take wires down. We had it happen about a month ago. Took down the fiber optic cables around the corner. So yeah, so that's it. Yeah, so we've got on the Intel one, let me pull up the specs that they sent me. I'll tell you exactly what these have on board. And it's hard, honestly, unless there's like a huge, sorry, my watch keeps like recording everything I'm saying lately. So on the Intel one, let's see if it has the specs here on the side. A lot of times they put the specs on the box. But let me check on what they sent me. I'm just checking my email here real quick. Must be on my other email. Let me check that other email real quick. And I'll get the exact specs, which I kind of need for the unboxing. And bear with me for 1 second, folks. I'm just looking up something here so we can figure this out. So what I'm going to need from all of you viewers when we review this is I would love to get some ideas from you as to how we can demonstrate. We know where the AMD is going to be better, namely in the graphics department. We know that. But what would the Intel chip be better at? And I think that's something I want to be able to demonstrate. And I've got some idea, but it's I need to flesh that out a bit more. So that's one of the things that I'll be asking about in the video. All right, let's grab. I think what I'll do too is just pull up. These labels are just Lenovo's address, which I don't think is private, but I might just cross off the address here in case it shows up on the video. Not a big deal, like everyone knows where they are, but we'll just cross it off anyhow just to be safe here. This is not my address. This is theirs. And I'll cross this off. All right. So one of them has an i5. This is actually going to be an even bigger difference because these don't have, the Intel version doesn't have the Iris graphics. So the Intel one is a 10310U, 10310U. It was easier when they were in the 9th generation before they got to the 10th. Now we've got extra digits. The Ryzen is a Ryzen Pro 4750U. So this is one of the higher end Ryzen chips in here. So that is that. Okay, so let's figure out how to make this look pretty. And we'll do it like that. And then we'll just start unboxing them. All right. So we're going to record another unboxing here, and we'll go from there. And let me get the product focused here on the Lenovo's. There we go. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV, and we've got another unboxing, and today we've got 2 Lenovo ThinkPads to unbox, and the reason why we're doing them together is that these are both the Lenovo T14S, but actually I'm going to start this again. 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV, and we've got 2 ThinkPads to unbox from Lenovo today. These are the ThinkPad T14Ss, and the reason why I have 2 is that one is powered by Intel and the other is powered by AMD. And we're going to take both of these out of the box. Maybe we'll start with the Intel one, and then we'll have a full review of both together on my main channel at Lon.TV. These are on loan from Lenovo, so when we're done with this, it goes back to them, and all of the opinions you're about to hear are my own. They are not paying for this unboxing, nor are they reviewing or approving it before it gets uploaded. Now the Intel one here is powered by an i5 10310U processor. It has 8 gigs of RAM, 512 gigabytes of storage, and it is not running with Intel Iris graphics. So the big difference I predict we'll see between these two laptops is the graphics performance. The AMD will perform much better. We might see better battery life out of the Intel version. We'll have to really find some good things we can test. Now, what I would love to get from all of you as we go through this review or prepare for it are some things that we can test that might show where the Intel machine might do a little better and some areas where the AMD will be better. Again, we know the graphics on the AMD will be much better, but I would love to get just some things that we can test to make sure we cover both platforms pretty fairly here. Pretty nice feeling device here. This is a plastic machine, but it's got the Lenovo ThinkPad keyboard plus the nub here, all your familiar stuff. These are backlit keyboards, not a 2-in-1, but the screen goes down flush here. Let's go on the overhead here and take a look at the ports. We've got what looks like a USB-C port here. This is a little Thunderbolt icon, but I don't think it's Thunderbolt. I think that's just an indicator that it's charging. I need to double check that to see exactly what these ports are. Next to it, we've got another USB-C port. We have our usual network connector here, USB 3, HDMI out, and a headphone jack. And on the other side, we've got another USB 3 port and a Kensington lock. And that is it. Pretty nice, attractive machine here. Not bad at all. So all is good on that front. What we're going to do now is get the AMD machine out, and we're going to unbox it, and it's going to look a lot like this one. Hang on. So this might have Thunderbolt. I need to double check on that, because they sent the specs over. Let me double check that, because we may have to correct that in post, as they say. ThinkPad T14S Intel Gen 1, because that might be a compelling reason here. So I'm just looking on the website, on their site right now. Let me just double check and see. They do have a spec section here. All right, so ports, I'm just going through here. Ports. Oh, it is Thunderbolt 3. Okay. So it wasn't just the charging icon. So let me see if I can fix that. I think I'll redo the port section. So let's pull this up real quick and see what we can salvage from that recording. I should have looked that up before I unboxed, right? But, all right, so let's go to here. And I think I might just record, like re-record the last part of it. And this is how the sausage gets made. Yes, the RAM is soldered in, so we're not going to be taking these apart because it's all soldered in on both of them. All right, so 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, it's Lon. These are backlit out of the Intel version. We'll have to really find some good things we can test. Now, what I would love to get from all of you as we go through this review or prepare for it are some things that we can test that might show where the Intel machine might do a little better and some areas where the AMD will be better. Again, we know the graphics on the AMD will be much better, but I would love to get just some things that we can test to make sure we cover both platforms pretty fairly here. Pretty nice feeling device here. This is a plastic machine, but it's got the Lenovo ThinkPad keyboard plus the nub here, all your familiar stuff. These are backlit keyboards, not a 2-in-1, but the screen goes down flush here. Let's go on the. I know exactly where I can pick this up here, so we can go right to here, and we're going to just start from this spot on that. 3, 2, 1. All right, so let's go over to the ports here and see what we've got. Now, the one difference between this one and the AMD one are the ports, and the big I think I'll start this again. 3, 2, 1. All right, so let's take a look at the ports here, and one of the big differences between the Intel version and the AMD one is that the Intel version has a Thunderbolt 3 port, which will be important for using external GPUs and other Thunderbolt devices. So this port here is a USB-C port. It's full service, power, video, and data. The Thunderbolt port next to it is also full service, but you can get that 40 gigabit per second performance out of Thunderbolt devices that you plug into it. You've got your ThinkPad network connector here if you want to hook up Ethernet, USB 3 next to it, HDMI out. You got your headphone jack there, and then on the other side we've got a USB 3 port, a fan exhaust, and the Kensington lock, and all in a pretty nice little ThinkPad device. And again, this is the Intel one. Let's break into the AMD box now and see what that one looks like. All right. That worked. Yeah, I think Ed H is saying you don't see the nub on many laptops anymore. Actually, that's correct. I think the ThinkPad is all that is left doing the nub. So I think that is it. The 4 ports. I'm just making some notes on my clip logging here. All right, and now let's put this one back in the box so I don't lose it. Jake is coming by to pick these up in about an hour, so I want to get these all situated. So put that there, and I think the power cable is still in here, I think. Yep, power cable is still there. Okay, perfect. And I need to remind everybody this is soldered RAM, because typically what we do in these unboxings is we take them apart to see if we can upgrade anything, but these are not upgradable. All right. So let's cut to camera 2, and we'll pick it up from here. 3, 2, 1. All right, so we've got the other one now. This is the AMD version, and the chip in this one is the AMD Ryzen 7 Pro 4750U, and the big difference will be graphics performance on this one. It should perform much better on games and video editing applications and other things that make use of GPUs. It's not a discrete GPU, but it's pretty close to having one, and that's one of the things we've been seeing out of these new AMD chips, is that they are very competitive with Intel computationally and far better than Intel chips when it comes to onboard graphics. So here it is. It looks just like the other one, actually. You've got your full-size, nice ThinkPad keyboard here with the nub. All is good. Let's take a look on the side and see what we've got for ports. And here we've got 2 USB Type-C ports, which are both full service. But remember, the other one had Thunderbolt 3. This one is just USB-C on both ports. So that's the big difference there. Network port here as before, USB 3 as before, HDMI as before, and your headphone microphone jack there also as before. And again, you've got the USB 3 port over here and the Kensington lock. So that is the big difference, is the Thunderbolt port is on the Intel one here and not on the AMD one. We are not going to take this apart today to see if it's upgradable because the RAM is soldered on. Both of these have 8 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage. The RAM, though, is in dual channel mode on both, so we should see the best graphics performance that both of these can do, and we'll be testing that very soon on my main channel at Lon.TV, putting these two machines head to head, which are identical in every way except for their processor. This should be a fun one. Do let me know, though, down in the comments below what we should test to see if we can really discern some differences beyond graphics between the two chips. I'd love to get your ideas, again, down below in the comments section. That'll do it for now. Until next time, this is Lon Simon. Thanks for watching. Okay, boom, another video done. I'm going to load up that extras channel this week, folks. So that is 7. Conclusion, done. Okay. Moving right along. And this is around the time of the day when I start racing the clock. The good news today is that I did my upload of the wrap-up before I started doing this, because oftentimes I feel rushed on these streams, like, oh, I got to finish this so I can do the wrap-up and get that done before dinner. Because, you know, the family comes home, they're over at the beach right now. So, and it was getting really tough during the school year, especially in the wake of the pandemic, because everybody's home, right? So that's been really, really challenging. Okay. Let's see what everyone's got for comments here. Ed H says no VGA port. Yeah, but you could get like you could get an adapter, you know, get USB-C adapter or something and do that. All right, we got the moment that some of you have been waiting for, which is the next device on the docket. Hey, man, I got more boxes all over the place here than I know what to do with. So, whoops, Ubiquity Network sent me a bunch of goodies. And here's two of them. These will go with the first thing. So they sent over a couple of cameras for their security. This is a nice one, actually. This is the G4 Pro. It's like a 4K security camera. Because in addition to doing network stuff, they do security stuff. Wow, this thing's heavy. All right, but we're going to do this one first. Oh, my goodness. Ugh. This thing's much heavier than I anticipated it being. So we're going to unbox my new router, but we're not going to hook it up. And the reason is, if I hook it up, we're going to lose the we're going to lose our connection, and you can't watch me anymore. So that's the problem there. I'm just going to pull my label off of that. Hopefully my address isn't on this part. Nope, we're good. I trust all of you, you know, of course. Okay, so let me just pull the rest of this label off here. And we'll unbox this thing. So this is the UDM Pro. Get that selected here on our Amazon carousel. And this is a router, and it's very similar to the router I'm using. So right now I'm using the Unifi Dream Machine. But the Dream Machine, which this one is also a Dream Machine, but this is the Pro version. And the reason I'm switching these out is that the Dream Machine that I have cannot handle the internet connection that I will be getting. And the funny thing about this whole situation is that, as you all know who watch my streams, we've had a very hard time with the connection quality. And I've been on Comcast case for a while, and they finally decided that I should get Gigabit Pro service to my house. So they are going to be running a fiber optic cable to my premises. And maybe when the trees from the hurricane that's coming through, or the tropical storm that's coming through here tomorrow come through, maybe that'll get them moving quicker. I don't know, we'll see. But when that cable is hooked up and we get the service installed, I will have 2 gigabits symmetrical coming to the house. And that's great, really great. Problem, though, is that to take advantage of 2 gigabits, you need a router that can handle it and a network that can handle it. And of course, most networks are 1 gigabit. So I did a video on the wrap-up about 2 or 3 weeks ago about going gigabit. You can also find it on Amazon. And one of the components of that is the UDM Pro here, which is the router that is kind of the upgrade to the one that I have. And this can handle, I think, like 3 or 4 gigabits of WAN routing connections. So a lot of times the routers you have can't handle some of these gigabit speeds that you'll be getting, not the least of which 2 gigabits. So we'll be hooking this up with its SFP connector to whatever Comcast is bringing into the house. And then some of my network will still be gigabit, but a select number of devices will be running at 10 gigabits or 2.5 gigabits, depending on where they are in the house and what wires we have attached. Long story. So this is the first leg in that. So the first step will be to unbox it. And then what I'll be doing is hooking it into my rack over there. Not today, but whenever. And then I'm going to transfer the settings from my existing Unifi Dream Machine to the Pro. And then we'll have this be my router. And then when the Comcast service shows up, we'll plug that in and off we go. So that is the game plan. So there you go. And we're going to probably take this apart briefly just to see what's inside, because the reason why they sent cameras over is that it also can be a security camera server in addition to being your router. That's kind of the deal with this. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, so by the way, if my connection drops, it always does. We always have a drop, every time. So if my connection drops, that's why we're getting the faster speed, because they're sick of hearing me complain about it. And I complain a lot. I have opinions, mind you. Okay, so let's get the ball going here. And hit the record. I'm recording unboxings in case you're tuning in. 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV, and it's time for another unboxing. And as many of you know, we're transitioning to the Comcast Gigabit Pro service here in the studio and in my house. And in order to get there, we've got to do some upgrades to the network. And I've been using a Unifi Dream Machine router now for the last 6 or 8 months. but the router that I have can't handle the 2 gigabit symmetrical connection that is being brought to the house. But good news, there is a router from Unifi that's a very simple upgrade for me that will. So we're moving up to the Dream Machine Pro, otherwise known as the UDM Pro. And what we're going to be doing right now is unboxing this, and we'll be doing a bunch of videos coming up as we start transitioning over to this new network speed. And one of the fun things about this project is that because Comcast is going to deliver 2 gigabit symmetrical to the house, we have to upgrade parts of our home network to handle 2 gigabits as well, because most Ethernet at the moment is gigabit, and the multi-gigabit stuff is a little bit harder to get at. But we're going to unbox this real quick, and then we'll have some more content down the road. Now, I do want to let you know, in the interest of full disclosure, as I am unboxing this, that this came in free of charge from Ubiquiti, who manufactures this equipment. However, all the opinions you're about to hear are my own. They are not paying for this unboxing, nor are they reviewing it or approving it before it gets uploaded. And again, we'll have more coming on this very shortly. So let's take a look. Okay, so we've got 2 boxes inside here. And I can maybe zoom my camera out here so you can have a look. So I think the router itself is in here, and then we've got some other stuff in the second box. So let's pull this one out first. Well, it's pretty heavy. The whole box actually is much heavier than the Dream Machine initially was. And then we've got this thing here also. Oh, it looks like they sent over 2 things. That's why this is so heavy. So we've got, this is fun. We've got the router, and we've got a switch, which is great. So I think what we'll do is start with the Dream Machine router, and then we'll do the switch as well. So they were very, very kind to us here. Pardon the mess. It's been a little crazy here the last couple of days. Actually, it's always crazy here. And I'm live streaming this as we are doing the unboxing. So let me just get the box opened up here, and we'll see what is inside. Now, what's neat about this is that in addition to working as a router and a security gateway, it also is a server for cameras. And they sent over a couple of cameras for us to play around with as well. And we'll unbox those a little bit later here. So let's take a look at the first part of this package, and we'll see what is inside. All right, so we've got the power cord, simple enough. And we've got some hardware kits here. I'm going to actually rack mount this, and there are some rack adapters here as well, so we'll be doing that a little bit later. You'll see what it looks like once we get it in there. And I'll show you, provided you don't criticize my cable management skills, which, as you can see on the floor, are not great. All right, so let's unbox the foam here, or remove the foam. And this is the unit itself. It feels really solid. And let's undo the stuff here. I feel like a kid on Christmas morning. So here you go. This is the front of it. Let me get in a little closer on the camera, and we'll have another look. Hang on. All right, let me just stop the recording there real quick. They sent me a lot of stuff here. Yeah, this switch is a gigabit switch, I think. Let's see. Yeah, this is gigabit, layer 2. But I could put a VLAN on it. It does have 2 1 gig SFP ports, so the switch is just a gigabit switch. But I think they sent this over because they wanted me to play around with the security cameras also. And I said, oh, no, I just need the switch, it's fine. And they said, no, we want to send you the other stuff too, try it all out. So why not? I'm always up for a good project here, right? So let me zoom this camera in a little bit too. All right. Yes, we got a lot of stuff to play with here. It's going to take a while, I think, for me to get to all of it. We'll see. I always get nervous, like, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff to look at. Oh. All right, so this is the Pro here. We can actually do a little unboxing. And I think, oh, we don't have to take it apart even to get into that hard drive bay there. Okay, cool. All right, so let's pick it up from here, 3, 2, 1. All right, sorry for the jump cut here, but I wanted to get in a little bit tighter on this. So there's a bunch of stuff to look at here. The first big difference, by the way, between this and the regular Dream Machine is that this doesn't have a built-in Wi-Fi access point like the circular Dream Machine product does, but I have Unifi access points all over the house, so I really didn't need that before. What I'm going to do here is just undo the little sticker here for the display. It does have a display that gives you some basic statistics as to how the device is operating. And then under here is where the hard drive goes. And the reason why there's a hard drive slot on this is that in addition to acting as your router and security gateway, it can also work as a camera server, basically a DVR, for security cameras that they manufacture as well. And again, we got a couple of those in, so we'll play with that a little bit later as we get into this new project. We've got, it looks like 8 gigabit Ethernet ports here for the LAN. We then have a WAN jack here for Ethernet. And then you also have 2 SFP slots here. These are 10 gig, and one of these is WAN and one is LAN. So what I'll be doing is hooking the WAN SFP up to the Comcast equipment and then running another SFP into a 10 gig router. And that is the plan, or a 10 gig switch, sorry. That's the plan for what we're going to be doing. Your power adapter goes in on the back there, and then we've got the USB connect, which I guess is for doing some control stuff with other unified devices. This is kind of an enterprise level product, but it's also affordable enough that you can really use this in your home without breaking the bank, and that's one of the reasons why I've been attracted to the Unifi products for some time now. We got some other stuff, though, that came in the box here. Let's take a look at that. Okay. So the switch is PoE, but the router here is not. So let me go and just log that clip. And this is Unifi Part 2. All right, so let's go over to the rest of it here. I'm not sure if any moderators are here today, but I will do some moderating. Okay, so that's part 1. Part 2 is the next item, and that's the switch that they sent over. I was wondering why this box was so big. I was like, why is this thing so big? And that was why. So let me put this aside over here for now. We'll get that mounted on the rack in a little bit. All right. Now what's cool about these, one of the things that we'll play around with when we get this all hooked up, is that they have an augmented reality app for your phone. And when you point the app or the phone at the switch, it will visually show you what's connected to every port on the switch. Isn't that cool? Because how often are we going through the switches trying to figure out like exactly where everything is located, right? So that's going to be something that'll be really useful. So there you go. Oh, so okay, I was wrong about that. Reese says the USB Connect is for connecting to their redundant power supply. So I will fix that. All right. We'll take care of that later in post. I'll just edit that part out. Okay. So this is the USW 16 PoE, and I think what I might do is just put the camera up a little bit higher here. There we go. All right, and I'm starting to run out of time because the dog I hear the dog up there, so I've got a little bit of time before she starts making me feel bad for being down here for too long. Oh, so Ben, okay, so I got some comments here that are worth addressing. Ben got fiber last week, and I convinced him to get the UDM. He has it all up and running. He's very pleased. Yeah, I'm really, even the base level Dream Machine, we did a whole bunch of cool stuff with VLANs and just it's cool. Here's what I really like about it, is that this stuff is not expensive, and it gives you the ability to start learning how to really get into the nitty-gritty of network configuration, but it's not scary. Because I remember when I was at my old job, I know nothing about Cisco stuff, and when they came in to hook up this, we had this 2-channel T1 thing, and man, that Cisco configuration was frightening. And this is really good because you can start to learn how it all works, and it's very easy to use. The stuff really integrates well. It's fantastic. I'm going to be, it looks like our moderators not here today. Every once in a while, there's one of our regulars are moderators that can help deal with this. So if anyone wants to moderate, let me see if I don't want to volunteer anybody. So if you are interested in being a moderator, please raise your hand, and I will anoint you, and you can take these people out. It's hard to keep up with them too, because what happens is you block one and then another one comes in, and it's just really frustrating. So, all right, so let me start recording here. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got one more thing in the box here to unbox, and then we'll get to the cameras they sent over. This is the USW16PoE. This is a layer 2 gigabit switch, so this will not handle the 2 gig stuff we're doing, although we probably don't need 2 gigabit on everything in the house, and it'll be nice to kind of integrate this with everything else that we're using from Unifi. And what's cool about the Unifi switches is that they have this AR app, this augmented reality app for your phone, and you can point the phone at the switch and it will show you what's physically plugged into each port, which is super useful. You can just point it out there and get exactly where those devices are on your network there. Similar to the router, we've got the mounting hardware here. So there you go. And let's pull the switch out. And they've got a very common industrial design language on these things, so this will look very similar to the UDM Pro router we just took out of the box. Now, I was surprised that they had this in here. I was thinking it was definitely a heavier box than it should be. So we'll get to the rear here first. So you've got your power adapter over here. And then on the front, just like the other one, we've got I just put a nice big gash on my table there. This is all metal, by the way. On the front here, we've got another screen to give us some details as to what's going on. We've got our gigabit ports here. 8 of these are PoE, and the cameras they sent over plug into those ports. So if you have some of their wireless access points, for example, or you have cameras, the Ethernet cable that is coming out of the switch will power what you're plugging into it. It's super convenient to have power over Ethernet, and you've got it in here. Looks like the other 8 ports are not powered. Then you have 2 SFP ports here, but these are gigabit only. But still, I can definitely make use of the switch here because I can add PoE to my rack. I've been using injectors all over the place, so it'll be helpful to have that on here as well. All right, we've got 2 more things to unbox as part of this care package. We've got cameras. Let's take a look at those. All right, that'll work. All right, Jeff Jones, thank you very much for your assistance. I must have anointed you prior, so thank you for your help with that. All right, so let's get to the cameras here. Boy, I got a lot of stuff to do this week. Actually, I'm ahead on videos, so I might get the router set up soon, because I do need to. I just want to get that going, because I just got this rack that I installed, and it looks super nice. So right now, like on the top of the rack, I've got the circular thing going there. So it'll be fun to get that going. All right, so this is the G3 Flex, and we'll see what is coming out after this. Okay. All right, hang on one second. TomFlay98 says, I saw some YouTube channel where the dude builds PCs live and people contribute money and he makes them all moderators. That's funny. At least it's a way of knowing like who you can trust to do that. Because you got to be careful with it, because if somebody gets muted on here from a moderator, what happens after that is they can't comment on the channel either. So you have to be really careful, because it is like a shadow ban for the rest of the channel. And Sean Play says, after a while, 80% of the people are blue and he doesn't answer questions from the regular folks. That's a problem. Yeah, so I don't want to be going down that road. Now, granted, I don't attract the traffic that guy probably attracts. What's interesting is that, oh, it looks like so some of you may be having trouble with the stream also, huh? Let me know if you're all getting glitchy video. If it's glitchy, what I would suggest you do is go over to Amazon and the link that's down there, because people have found that the quality on the Amazon stream is much better than what YouTube does, especially when I don't have a lot of viewers. So that's something you may want to check out. And Greg M says, unbanning people on YouTube is a pain. Yeah, I just saw it glitch a little bit. Like right now it's pausing on my screen. Yeah, you know, I'm seeing that. And this could be the result of my connection issues again. Yeah, I'm seeing that right now on my stream coming back on my PC here. So yeah, I would suggest and it looks like it's not for happening to everybody. So what I would do is go over to Amazon on the link in the description and let me know if it's doing it over there. And you'll find the quality on the Amazon stream is much better. So, okay. Yeah, some of you are getting it, some of you are not. Yeah, try the Amazon thing. Timothy Rogers is now at Amazon. He said it looks better there. Good. So, yeah, try that. And by the way, the notifications on Amazon work every time because not everybody gets the notifications on the YouTube side. Okay, so let's do the camera here. 3, 2, 1. All right, so the first camera we've got to unbox here is their G3 Flex. And this is an indoor camera that you can move around to different places. So let's see what this looks like. Now, I have never played with their security cameras before, which was why they wanted to send these to me. So I'm really eager to check these out. I've been reading about them for years, and we'll probably do a whole video on how the whole system works once we get everything up and running. And here you go. So this is the camera itself. Again, this is one of their indoor cameras. And it looks like you could probably mount it upside down or something. It feels as though it's got some movement. I don't know if this is a PTZ camera, though. I think you just have to kind of get it positioned to where you want it to go. And you've got your Ethernet connection down here. So this would be powered, again, over the Ethernet and not by anything else. There you go. And a lot of times the way these cameras work is they're constantly transmitting. And so what a lot of people do is segment their network using a VLAN, which you can very easily do on the Unifi system to segment out the traffic. And that's a great way to do that kind of thing. We got some mounting hardware here. And let's see what else we got. Whoops. Yeah, it looks like some mounting hardware and a whole bunch of stuff to play around with. Even some zip ties here, too, for getting your cable management straightened out. So cool stuff. We'll check out this camera in a little bit. I think I'm not sure what the specs are on this camera. I'm imagining probably 1080p or similar. And they've got a whole bunch of guides here for mounting the camera and getting it set up the way you need to there. So I can even mount this from my drop ceiling or something. And then this one is the G4 Pro. And this one, I believe, is a 4K camera. This is like their top-of-the-line one. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this one might be weatherproof as well. All right, so let's open this up. Wow, it's a monster. Look at the size of this thing. Yeah, this feels, this feels like it's ready for outdoors. So important information for IP67 waterproofing. Use the included cable gland and ensure it's firmly seated during installation. No tools are required, but you do want to get that sealed off there. So that is something to keep in mind if you are going to use it outdoors. And just like the other one, you have to unscrew it here. This is powered only by its Ethernet connection. Pretty cool, huh? And there you go. This thing's a monster. We're having some fun playing with this. So 4K, lots of resolution. You can do the whole enhance thing if you want to enhance in on somebody there. Really cool. And what's nice is that, you know, the cost of getting these, granted, power over Ethernet is nothing new with security cameras, but the cost of getting everything installed when you're using power over Ethernet is significantly less just because you don't have to run electrical. You can just run your Ethernet cables and that's all you need, provided your switch has power over Ethernet on it. And of course, you could use a power over Ethernet injector if you don't have a direct line of direct shot over to the switch there. So we've got a lot to look at here with this Unifi stuff. I'm going to keep it simple though. We're going to get the router installed first. I'll get everything configured. I'll do an update video at some point soon to show you what I set up. And then we'll start playing with some of the other things as my new connection comes in and as we get some of these security cameras configured as well. Lots to look at very soon on the channel here, so stay tuned. And until next time, this is Lon.TV. Thanks for watching. All right. Good stuff. All right, Christopher's on the train, Metro North train. I haven't been on the Metro North train since this whole thing began. I used to go into New York all the time. So Oh, so I'm still like trying to get. I keep reading all this stuff about the antibody tests and how the ones that I took weren't accurate, and now like the ones that are accurate only like in a certain time span after you got it because they're testing the wrong protein and da 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 da. So I just want to know if I had it back in January or not. That's all I want to know. And I can't get a straight answer out of these tests. That's what's been concerning me. So Jeff Jones says, I hate how Ubiquiti's cheaper Unifi access points require their proprietary PoE injectors. That is definitely a frustration that I have shared because I do have regular PoE non-Unifi switch, a couple of them, Unifi switches, but they are not working the right away there with that. Russell Lichard wants me to confirm that these are PoE. I'm pretty sure they are. I don't see any other power input, especially on the little one here. Yeah, that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. I think that's all they make, right? Maybe I'm mistaken. There's no cable. I don't see a power cable in the box here. I see zip ties, but that's it. So I'll have to look that up and see what it looks like here. Looks like a bunch of you came over to Amazon from YouTube. So we have Timothy Rogers and Ben are here. So that's great. Yeah, so I got a lot of stuff here now to unbox and play with. So I'm looking forward to that. But let me check and see. I'll check the specs on this one. The G3 Flex camera. And let's see if it's PoE. This one should sell for about $79 or so. 1080p. It's 25 FPS, and it is PoE. It is a PoE 802.3 AF. And then the G4 Pro. Let's take a look on that one. The G4 Pro. Let me look that up real quick. That's a monster camera, too. It feels like that thing can take a beating. I'll put that one out in the storm tomorrow. Let's see, the G4 Pro, product specs, network interface, it's 12.5 watts. It is 802.3 AF or AT. So both of these are PoE, according to their spec sheets. So there you go. Yeah, so yeah, AJ Horning is here. I'm doing well. What says these cameras are expensive compared to other cameras? Yeah, so I think the cost is probably due to the fact that they have PoE built in and a lot of other cameras don't. They're also designed to work with the Unifi system, so there's probably some premium there as well. I don't doubt that you can get cheaper cameras. And Albert O says, Amazon has a live. They sure do. Yeah, if you go to the link in the description, it'll take you over there. I've been doing this, I think, just before the holidays, I started doing these Amazon streams. That's why I started doing this, because they contacted me and said, hey, do you want to be part of Amazon Live? And I'm like, be a part of something when it's new? Absolutely. So they've been doing manufacturer-based stuff for a while, but now they're doing live streams for shopping. And one of the things that I am really excited about is that we're going to start, I've been reaching out to a few different companies that make stuff that I like. So we're going to start doing some streams where during the stream, we'll get some stuff in, we'll play with it, unbox it, set it up or whatever. And during the stream, they'll have a coupon code active. And it's not going to be like Home Shopping Club. I don't want to turn into that. But there's certain product lines, that I really like. Like Wyze cameras, I really like the Wyze product line, like that kind of stuff. So we'll have a stream where we'll get some stuff in, we'll set it up, we'll play with it, answer questions, and then as you're watching, you can click a button and get a discount. That's kind of the deal. So it's not a sponsored thing. There is some affiliate revenue, but it's not, I'm not going to have the brands pay for that. So that's how that's going to go on that front. And I'm just curious to see how it works out. So it's fun. And Amazon streaming is great because they're probably using the infrastructure they're using for Twitch. So it's always been, viewers have always found the quality to be better there than what they found on YouTube. So Bill Frost says Unifi has always been pushing their products on TechTubers. Yeah, you know what's funny though? I don't think they have to push them so much as they are really good and inexpensive, and I think that's what makes them work. And the funny thing is they have a whole consumer line, and their consumer products are really pretty decent also. But I think what's neat about the Unifi stuff is that, as I said a little bit earlier, is that you can really get into the weeds of learning how to configure a network, learn all the components of it, with something that, you know, in the past would have cost a lot more. And I think that's what makes these attractive to us. And you know, it's a certain type of audience. Like I wouldn't give one of these to my mom and have her hook it up. My mom's not that tech savvy. My dad maybe, but I wouldn't give it to either one of my parents actually. There you go. Recipe Bob says the Amazon stream also works on the iPhone and the browser. Yeah, it looks like they've got a good system set up over there on Amazon. Fat Angus says, and Agnes says, this is a good point also, that YouTube has a better DVR functionality, so you can rewind faster on YouTube than you can on the Amazon side, that's for sure. Waldeck was asking, can these cameras save movies on the cloud? No. So the way these work is that you are using these on your own, in your own environment. So I'm pretty sure these are compatible with other security systems, if I'm not mistaken. But what they do is they connect to a local NAS device, or in this case, they connect to the Unifi server that's running inside of that Dream Machine router. And that's how they operate. And what's nice about that is that you're not sending the data to the cloud. You own the cloud. Synology has stuff built into theirs as well. What has Amcrest with an Amcrest NVR? The next jump will be AI cameras in NVR. Yeah, I think it's often better to do your own thing on the DVR. The best part is that if you don't use the cloud, you can record every minute of what's going on, so that if your motion detection misses something, you can rewind to a period of time in which something you know occurred, and you can go back and look for it. And that's one of the reasons why you might want one of these. Christopher Agostini says G4 is great but lacks two-way audio communication. Yeah, I think these are, you know, probably more in the commercial monitoring environment for sure. The Wyze outdoor camera we're looking at in the next couple of days does have two-way and no wires, so that's going to be a fun one. That video is coming up. Like I said, I was going to shoot the video today, but I figured I would wait until we have the tropical storm to see if it survives. It's out there right now. So that's it. Jeff Jones says, if I hide the user on this channel, does it hide him from everyone? Yes. Yep, so they are like, basically if you hide them, they're banned essentially. Ricardo wants to know if I'm going to do an Analog Pocket unboxing. I would love to have an Analog Pocket. I ordered mine today, and I hope it will arrive in May with the first batch that come out. So we will definitely unbox when it's available. I'm really excited about the Analog Pocket because it's kind of like their ultimate FPGA device. Master Billy Quizboy, I'm surprised that Amazon Live doesn't simulcast to Twitch. I'm watching on my Shield. The YouTube stream is working fine, so I'll stick to that for now. Yeah, it doesn't. I could simulcast to Twitch, and I don't, and I need to start doing that. You know, the challenge I have, and I'm sure there's software that does this, and actually, my vMix may actually do this. I need a place to consolidate all the chats together, and I can consolidate, actually maybe vMix. Let me see what vMix does. vMix Social it's called. Maybe I can consolidate most of these. The only thing I can't consolidate right now is the Amazon chat itself. Okay, so vMix Social does Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Does it do, I think it does YouTube also. Yeah, YouTube, oh, it does do Twitch. Okay, so we could consolidate chat that way. And maybe I'll start doing Twitch too, what the heck. And when I get my new connection, I can do it easily. Let's see. Surprised Amazon live stream doesn't sound, okay, we did that one. Yeah, Jeff, I would say when they're dropping spam like that, you know, I'm okay with a one strike and you're out. AJ Horning says, I don't know if you saw my other chats. I missed it before, so if you want to repost it, go ahead and repost it real quick. Danilo Bruff Moment Fan is here. Welcome. Hello there, bro. Albert O wants to know if I'll do a PS5 review when it comes out. I don't know. I don't think I will do one, and the reason is that there's so many people that are going to do a PS5 review that, you know, all that effort will get lost in the ether with everybody else's stuff. I'm planning on getting an Xbox One Series X, just because I have a Game Pass account. So I'll probably get that and review it because I'll just be getting one because of the Game Pass functionality. So I'll probably do that. And a lot of people are excited for the PS5 for sure. I don't have a PS4 either, but I'm kind of into the Microsoft thing with the Game Pass now. I'm kind of locked in to some degree. What I did is I upgraded my Xbox Live Gold. I upgraded it to the Game Pass, and that gave me, like, I'm good for like 2.5 years of Game Pass just for that upgrade. So it cost me $120. I got 2 years of Game Pass, 2.5 years. Good deal. So Cutifying says he uses Twitch for live and YouTube for videos. So that makes sense. So because I'm doing tech reviews, is that like legal on Twitch now? Because I know they have gaming and creative. Would this count? I don't know. We should look into that. Quite a few people have had issues with it finding the internet right off. I had no issues with the web interface. Oh, we must be talking about the Switch. Okay. Yeah, I'll play around with this and see how it all works. I wasn't expecting to get the Switch, but now I'm like, oh, this is cool. I'll hook this thing up too because I definitely could use the PoE. I have my camera over there. One of my PTZ cameras is PoE powered, and I've got some other stuff coming in soon that's also PoE powered. So even in the studio here, I could start wiring up a bunch of these ports. Because I have, on every wall, I've got 4 home runs back to the closet over here. Because I was anticipating doing a lot more with NDI, and it was good that I did. So I might make one port on each of the walls hot for PoE, and that would be useful for the thing there. So I think I'll do that. TrapExit streams Computer Chronicles 24/7. You know what I should do? I've been meaning, this was a good reminder. I love the Computer Chronicles. We should get Stuart Chaffee on for an interview. He's the guy that used to host that show. I would love to talk to him. Because people say that my set reminds them of his set. Because it kind of looks similar, right? I love watching the Computer Chronicles. You know what the other thing I watch is Motor Week on YouTube has these retro reviews. And when I was a kid, I wasn't into like classic cars and all the modifications and all that stuff, but I was into the current cars at the time. And so it's been fun to watch the Motor Week retro reviews because they've got all of these, they have all of these old cars when they were new. It's really, really pretty cool. So we'll have to check that out. All right, I got a few more minutes here and then I got to mosey on here. I've got a bunch of stuff I got to get done before the kids come home. Cutify, yeah, I do have a username on Twitch, and I think my username on Twitch, if you just type my name out, LONSEIDMAN, that should be my Twitch name here. Is that me? No. What is my username on Twitch? I hope I still have a username on Twitch. Yeah, it's Lon Seidman, LONSEIDMAN. Oh, it's not letting me in. Did they kill my account? Because that username doesn't exist. I just did some stuff on Twitch recently too. Wonder what happened. Huh. Well, I better figure that out. Yeah, I'll check into that. The one problem with Twitch is that if I get too successful there, like big problem, right? But if you get too successful there and you become a partner, I guess you can't simulcast. Is that right? Is that against the terms? So we'll have to see where it goes. All right, so we'll check that out. Sam Millen says the in real life category got split into loads of categories a while back. Oh, good. I'm going to play around with that and see. BB Garnett also loved the 2000s screensavers. Yeah, I love the screensavers. That was a great show. We never had that channel here. And then if I would go, we used to visit my grandparents in Florida. They had it, so I would spend the whole time just watching. You know what was good about Tech TV at that point was that it was before YouTube, you couldn't find people that could talk to other techies, right? And that channel did. It was really good. Um, Chris C, could I do a stream on the current best brand gaming PC for fully built gaming PC in 2020? I gotta look around and see if I can get a few in. I think so many people are now focused on building their PCs, like the fully built ones get kind of forgotten. But I'll see. Lenovo usually sends me their gaming desktops. We'll check out a few of those when they come in. Chris Allegretta, did I miss the Unifi router? Yes, you did, but you can rewind and just see me unbox it. I haven't hooked it up or anything. He just ditched his Orbi units because they seem flaky. All my friends love the Orbi, but they seem flaky for me. So he switched to Amplify mesh system, and it's great. Yeah, Amplify is the consumer version of Unifi. And it's funny, they're in this weird space now where they're starting to develop products that kind of inch into the Amplify category. So they have a product called the Dream Machine, which we covered in my video about the VLANs. And then what we just unboxed was the Pro version, which can handle the faster speeds. But they're all encompassing, single unit. Bay wants to know if I have a Tesla. I do have a Tesla. Of course I have a Tesla. Every tech tuber has a Tesla. There's another oversaturated YouTube category. That's why I don't do a lot of Tesla content. Let's see. Yeah, Tech TV in revision 3. Yep, those were all good. You get ZDNet on my 12-foot dish and watched it all the time. Brittany Marie. Yep, that was ZDNet. So it started as ZDTV, and then when it was sold, it became Tech TV, and then G4. I think that was the order of things. Then G4 got it. So it started off initially as ZDTV. That's correct. And some discussion from Codifying and Chris about the Unifi stuff. And yeah, I just like the Unifi. I had the access points before I had anything else from them. And once you get it all integrated, like Chris Allegretta, I know, you would love this because you get it. Go check out my video that I did on the Dream Machine because it's the same interface whether you're using that little thing or their big stuff. And I think you will be hooked on it because it's really cool how integrated everything is. And Brittany still has the dish. Awesome. I was thinking about getting a dish just to put it out there to see what I can pick up because there is a lot of stuff that you can get for free over satellite, from what I understand. So there you go. All right. Okay, everybody. I am going to head out because it's about 5 o'clock. And I think I've got about 10 minutes now to walk the dog and get all that stuff done before the kids get here. Because then I got to do dinner, and I got to cook dinner tonight. That's the other thing I'm cooking, on the grill, doing the grill. Because tomorrow we're getting hit with a tropical storm. High winds, rain, the whole nine. So I expect trees falling down, power going out. So I've got that generator now. That thing's going to run for a week on its tank of fuel. So I am ready. I am ready. But I hope that I don't lose power and I can keep operating. And I've got a big day of meetings tomorrow for the school board. We're trying to get the school year figured out, so it's a busy day tomorrow. So I need to get some preparation done for that. So everybody, I thank you all for tuning in. Chris Allegretta, thank you very much for your super chat. I appreciate that and your support of the channel, as always. And I will be back again soon. We'll have some more live streams this week because I got more stuff that I was going to have as part of this stream that I was like, you know what, let's wait on that. So I've got some gaming access. I got a whole. I mean, this place is a disaster. And then I want to do retro gaming night with the Sega Saturn because I bought a new Saturn controller that they're making right now in 2020 that hooks up to the Saturn, but you can also get a USB version from Retrobit. So I will have a fun little stream with that. So that'll be cool. What's happening though? Usually I would do those at night. But it's summertime, so the kids are up later, I should say. And what happens is that we play Animal Crossing now all night because my daughter and I are into Animal Crossing. And it's fun. We get to do something together. So that's that. Oh, yeah. So Beats Ababa wants to know about the wrap-up. So the wrap-up is on tonight. It posts at 6:45 p.m. Eastern, so in about 90 minutes. And Okay, I think we're back. Hang on, let's see. Here we go. Okay, so real quick, so we're going to talk about Starlink again. Is it working? I'm just watching.